What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy Kevin to on YouTube shit. Hey man, say man, we are lit to man, turn. Today, motherfucking day, straight hood outside, big crip in it, gang, straight hood outside shit, man. Free Palestine, free Congo, Russia do your thing, and Texas, stand the fuck up. These days, you're ready to be a better version of yourself. Never let somebody bring you down, always fight back. Never let somebody tell you are, but also never put yourself in a position you don't belong. Stay humble, it's the only revolution on the movement. Keep Yahweh first. Come to you as a black Hebrew Israelite, as a real Jew. We out here. Alright. Boom. Today, it's motherfucking day. Straight hood outside, big crip in it, gang, straight hood outside shit. Alright, gang. So this shit, y'all read the title. This shit is wild damn a bitch. Now, y'all know how deceptive, how crazy this world is. Crip. You never know what the fuck or anything these days, especially over the internet or anything really, even in person. You just never know. In this video, we got a prison inmate talks to this female, allegedly. You know, they had a whole relationship, but what turns out to be, it's a man. A little bit of what's going, why. I remember I was in jail. You know, I go to jail left and right. I was in jail, bruh. Tell me why I had got a letter from this female talking about she wanted to get back. It was something how she didn't like me or she wanted to get back together with me. But I didn't even know who the female was. I just got a random mail. But I couldn't reply back to it, so I never did hit the motherfuckers up out after jail. You never know what the fuck you can happen when you go on this PayPal. Like, these not PayPal, but like these buddy pal, like, meetups, like, you know what I'm saying? You meet random people in jail, and you try to, like, you know what I'm saying, get relationships, and you don't even know who these people are. You never fucking know who or what you're talking to these days, man. Especially, like, if you don't take it past the normal of the message. If you just talk to her on some sweet boy shit, and you're trying to, like, wait until you meet her to, like, really see what she's working with, you cook before you began, because you just never know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, this world is a dangerous world we live in today. So I got this video, man. It's crazy. It's funny but sad as fuck because of how it happened at the end. So we got the video. I hope y'all like, subscribe to the video, and let's get into it. Hey gang, turn up. We got solid witness. Inmate finds out his wife is a man, brutally murders her in prison. Hey man, say man, you can't go around lying and deceiving, manipulating niggas into thinking that you a female, and the whole time you got a pipe down chair. You know what I'm saying? We live in dangerous times where this shit can really happen. You know what I'm saying? And you know, life is wild in this bitch.
Time flowed differently in Lawrence prison. Michael Raines had seen that during his 2 years in prison. The days blended into an endless gray mass, only occasionally diluted by the occasional incident. A fight in the mess hall, a new prisoner, a search, and again a monotony that made me want to howl. The outreach program seemed to Michael like a waste of time. Another initiative of the administration to pretend they cared about socialization.
I was in jail.
He had filled out the form.
I had some random person hit me up in
not
jail.
Giving much thought to the answers.
Sent me a whole letter.
Write to a man convicted of robbery.
I don't know if they knew I was.
The first letter from Alex arrived on Wednesday.
But this shit was
plain
wild.
white envelope, neat handwriting, nothing special, just a polite greeting, a few questions about life, and an offer of friendship. But there was something in those lines. a sincerity that was sorely lacking behind prison walls. I chose you randomly from a list, but I believe there are no accidents. Maybe we both need someone to talk to. I'm a little lonely in this huge city too, to be honest. Michael reread the letter 3 times before deciding to reply.
See, I told you, they be writing regular niggas
write.
in jail. Nigga
Years
thinking
of
that's sweet.
imprisonment had narrowed his vocabulary
Shit, wow.
to a collection of prison jargon, but something compelled him to spend the entire evening composing the letter, crossing out and rewriting every sentence. Thank you for your letter. I didn't expect anyone to write. Time drags like a rubber band around here, so any news from the outside is like a breath of fresh air. Gradually,
man,
the formal tone gave way to a more personal.
They play it
Alex
good,
talked
man.
about her work as a graphic
Now,
designer,
I don't know if this the
her
real
love of
person.
old movies, her small apartment,
you know what I'm saying?
overlooking the park. Michael shared memories of his life before prison, dreams of the future, even fears he never admitted to any of his cellmates.
But the way surgery is these days, you never know, man.
Basis. 5 months later, Michael caught himself thinking he was living from letter to letter for a week.
Like, I don't know if this the
You know, I
real
never
dude
thought
or
I'd
the
say
girl
this,
that
but
who was
sometimes I
in
think
this,
you
who
understand me better
actually
than
did
anyone
this.
ever
You know what I'm
has.
saying?
He wrote once and froze, staring at the lines. He hadn't
Can I just
allowed
look at the
himself such
comments?
revelations before. In December, the photo arrived. Michael took a long look at the girl with a soft smile and shoulder-length brown hair. Intelligence shone in her eyes, and the slight tilt of her head gave her whole appearance a touching vulnerability.
But this shit does
That's me.
happen.
Thought you might like to see who you've been texting with all this time. Not the best picture, but I don't have another one yet. The photo took pride of place above Michael's bed. The cellmates chuckled at first, then began to respectfully inquire,
Niggas does do
who was
that.
she, this girl who wrote such long letters? My girlfriend, Michael answered, surprised at these words. But every day they sounded more and more natural. In the spring, their letters changed. Now they were filled with plans, dreams, confessions.
What's up, what's up,
Alex
what's up?
described how she envisioned
You
their
good,
first
gang?
meeting after Michael's release, and he talked about a lake house where they
It
could
sure
live.
did. Yesterday
I
and
think of
today.
you every night when I fall asleep.
True.
I imagine your
But
voice.
we out.
I wonder what it's like. Is it high or low? Do you speak fast or slow? Do you laugh as easily as you write? Michael
Man, this
asked.
stuff be wild, man.
With each letter, Alex sent new pictures. Michael saw her in
It's so
different
fucking
outfits with
convincing,
different
bro. Like, the
hairstyles,
shit is
but
crazy.
always with the same soft smile that now often appeared in his dreams. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever met, and the smartest, and the kindest, he wrote, not embarrassed by his frankness. Alex responded with increasingly warm words, but sometimes her letters were tinged with some inexplicable sadness. Once she wrote, "Sometimes I'm afraid that when we meet, something will change. That you'll see the real me and be disappointed." Michael didn't understand those fears.
Man,
Alex
you never
was
know these
already
days,
real to
bro.
him.
True.
More real than the concrete walls around him.
That's why you gotta, like, when you talk to these hoes,
You're the only thing keeping me afloat.
let me see that pussy.
Without your
Quick.
letters, I'd have gone crazy here a long time ago.
Nigga.
You can't disappoint me. I know you better than I've ever known anyone else. Over the summer, Michael did what he had not long ago thought impossible. In a letter he rewrote 7 times, he asked, "Will you marry me?
But you never know
I
these
know it
hoes do
sounds
transmissions.
crazy.
You never
I'm
know,
here
man.
and you're there. But I need to know that I have a future. That we have a future." The answer came 2 weeks later, the longest 2 weeks of Michael's life. The envelope was thicker than usual. Inside was a ring.
Thicker than
Simple
usual. I
silver
bet it
ring
was,
on the chain.
bitch.
Yes, 1,000
Pause.
times yes. I'll wait for you as long as it takes. They were married in a month.
Damn.
A strange ceremony with paperwork, signatures,
In
and no
prison.
chance to even hug each other.
Yeah,
But for
have you ever
Michael,
watched Life?
It was more real than any other wedding. After that, their letters became even more intimate. Michael didn't hesitate to express his desires, his physical longing for the wife he had never held in his arms. Alex responded fondly, but always steered the conversation away from the subject of physical intimacy to talk about feelings, thoughts, dreams. When I
Bitch,
get
we ain't
out,
talking
I'll
about
kiss
none of
you
that.
for hours.
Bust that
I want to
pussy up and let
explore
me see
every
it real,
inch of your
bitch.
body.
Grip.
I dream of just hearing your voice, to feel your hand in mine. Sometimes I think that would be enough, Alex replied.
Bust it
The
open.
prison social worker,
Let me see if it's
observing this
real.
unusual
What they talking
romance,
about.
offered to arrange a personal visit. Such an opportunity
This gets
existed
crazy
for
on these
married
streets
inmates with
in
good
prison,
behavior.
bitch.
Michael grasped the idea like a drowning man grasping at straws. Alex responded with less enthusiasm. "I'm not sure I'm ready. Don't get me wrong. I long to see you, but It's so hard. Michael didn't understand her doubts. He begged, he persuaded, he insisted. Letter after letter, he drew pictures of their meeting, swore eternal love, promised that nothing would change his feelings. Finally, Alex agreed. Okay, I'll come back in a month on the first Saturday in October. Just please remember that I'm very nervous. The last weeks before the meeting, Michael lived like a fog. He counted down the days, hours, minutes. He reread all Alex's letters again, looked at her photos, trying to memorize every feature. The day before the appointment, Alex sent one last letter. Beloved, tomorrow I will see you for the first time. My hands are shaking as I write these lines. I have something to tell you, but I don't know how. There are some things that are hard to explain on paper. Please, no matter what happens tomorrow, remember.
Sheesh.
Everything I wrote about my feelings was true.
Yeah, I know.
I love you with all my heart.
I heard that thunderstorm, like,
I always
ooh.
will. Michael reread the letter several times, but still didn't understand what Alex wanted to say. What secret could be so important? Maybe she was having some kind of relationship on the side? Or was she afraid she wouldn't like him?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a relationship on the side, my
These
boy.
thoughts seemed absurd.
She probably got something hanging on the side,
his
bitch.
feelings for the woman who had become his salvation within these walls. That night, Michael couldn't sleep. He lay staring at the ceiling, imagining their meeting, the touch of her hands, the sound of her voice. Tomorrow he would finally see his wife, his Alex, his future. Mornings and
that's what I be saying, man.
As usual.
You be pressing these motherfuckers, man. You never know what the fuck's going on with these hoes, man, when they're not showing, why they're not doing what they're doing.
But for Michael, this day was special. Today, after 17 months of correspondence, he would finally see Alex. Kevin Harding, stretched out on the top bunk, and grinned as he looked at Michael, who was sitting for the third time in front of the tiny metal mirror. A date with the wife? Kevin grinned. Ready for battle, soldier? Michael remained silent, but his heart was beating fast.
My God, you're ready to go crazy.
Tonight,
nigga locked up in prison.
Hear her voice, smell her scent.
Nigga trying to go wild in this bitch.
Kevin jumped off the bunk and stepped closer. The first date after a wedding is always nerve-wracking.
Glass. I bet it is, bitch.
He lowered his voice. If a chick comes to a man's jail cell, she's ready. They're all like that. They play hard to get, but they really want the same thing. Michael shrugged.
That is true. They do play hard to get.
Wasn't like the women Kevin
we ain't talking about that hard, bitch.
She was special, subtle, understanding. But somewhere in the back of his mind,
bitch had a peanut log head ass.
For 17 months, he dreamed of her, imagined their intimacy, written about his desires. Wasn't it natural that today those dreams would finally come true? You have a room for intimate visits, don't you? Kevin persisted. Consider yourself lucky.
Look at us.
The bed's like a cheap motel bed.
Go crazy,
it's better than the iron table in the In the dining room at breakfast time, the chatter only intensified. Johnny, who was sitting across the table, was laughing loudly.
Look at us!
Moving his pelvis in an act of intercourse.
Nigga, I tell you, when I was in jail, somebody wrote my ass, man.
Someone from a neighboring
I said, hell no, I couldn't even write him back, bro.
Said another prisoner.
But
after so many months without a woman, I wouldn't let her out of bed. Michael tried to smile and joke, but a strange tension was building inside. On the one hand, these people were right.
They had a monkey ranch down there, bitch.
For intimacy. On the other hand, he wanted their first meeting with Alex to be special, not just to satisfy a physical hunger. Listen carefully, Rains. Kevin leaned over to him before they were separated into their cells. Don't let her lead. This is your territory, your rules. If she starts to break ass out, looking ass, she'll thank you later for being a man instead of a slob.
Glass. They got a man-to-man agreement.
Partly to get out of it, partly because Kevin's words resonated with the primitive instincts at the back of his mind. 100 kilometers from Lawrence prison, Alex stood in front of the mirror in the cramped bathroom. Her long fingers fumbled the last buttons of her pale blue blouse. Her face, framed by brown hair, looked drained and pale. He'll understand. Alex whispered to her reflection. He has to understand.
Bitch, ain't no understanding,
After all,
ho.
He loves me, not my body, me. But the fear.
They had a jumbotron down, sure, bitch.
Of love, of trust, of hope, and it could all come crashing down today. She should have told him sooner. From the beginning. But at first it seemed like they were just texting. Nothing serious. Then the feelings came, so unexpected and strong. And then it was too late. How could she explain in a letter what she could hardly explain in person? Alex touched the silver ring hanging on the chain around her neck. Their ring. A symbol of a promise she wasn't sure she could keep. Honey, you're going to be late. Her mother's voice from behind the door brought Alex back to reality. I'm on my way, Mom.
Her mom is no fucking good. I mean, his mom,
behind the wheel,
is no fucking good, bruh.
Concerned glances at her daughter. Are you
Sign
sure
that
about
nigga up
this?
to a suicide
She asked
mission.
at last. It's not too late to turn back. Alex shook her head. I have to see him. I have to try to explain. He deserves the truth. And if he doesn't
Sign his
understand,
ass up to a suicide
then I'll have to
mission.
live with it. Lawrence Prison, a gray squat building behind a high fence, looked exactly as Alex had imagined. Cold, impregnable, hostile. I'll wait for you here, Eleanor said, pulling the car into the parking lot. I love you, no matter what happens. The visitor registration procedure was humiliating. Checking IDs, filling out forms, searching. The security officer, a middle-aged man with an indifferent face, took a long look at the photo on the ID card, then shifted his gaze to Alex. Looks a little
That security guard no fucking good.
Changed my hair, Alex answered.
Oh, glad. I bet you did.
Higher than usual. The officer shrugged and stamped it. The officer conducting the body search was more attentive. Her hand froze for a moment as she detected a bandage under Alex's cloak. A medical device, Alex explained quietly. I have a certificate. The woman nodded. But
That's why I found a whole summer sausage down here, bitch.
Alex looked away,
That's
feeling the color
tough.
flooding her cheeks. Then there was a long hallway, another check. Finally, the door to the visiting wing.
I always tell you
Ray
hoes,
Donovan,
bust
Gordon
that
with a sour
coochie
expression
open.
on his face, took her under his elbow. First time with us? His voice sounded almost mocking. The intimate
If you
visiting
ain't
room
finna
is
bust
right
it
down
open,
the hall.
I don't know what
Do
to
you know
tell
the
you.
rules?
Cause
Alex nodded.
you
not
hiding
trusting
something,
her
bitch.
voice. You have 2 hours, Donovan continued. There's a call button inside, but use it only in emergencies. There are no cameras in the room, so feel free. He grinned, and Alex felt a chill run down her spine. The room looked almost like a room in a cheap hotel.
But it's yours,
A double
not your
bed,
friend, my boy.
A small table, 2 chairs. There was a plastic tray of cookies and a thermos on the table. Your husband will be here in a minute, Donovan said, leaving her alone. The door closed, and Alex pressed her hand to her chest, trying to calm her racing heart. It wasn't too late.
That's some
She could
wild
explain
ass shit, man.
everything.
Ain't no
Michael would
way.
understand. He should understand. The click of the lock made her jump. The door opened, and there he was, Michael, her husband, the man she knew down to the smallest detail of his soul but had never seen in person. He was taller than she'd imagined from photographs, broader in the shoulders. His prison robe hung baggy on him, but it couldn't hide his sturdy build. His eyes, the same eyes from the pictures she'd spent hours looking at, were now looking at her with such adoration that it took her breath away. Alex, he said. The name sounded like a prayer. For a moment, they stood motionless, separated by a few steps and 17 months of waiting. Then Michael took a step forward, and another, and then his arms were around her shoulders. Finally, he whispered. You're finally here. Alex let herself melt into his arms.
Wild in the
His
bitch.
scent, a mixture of cheap soap and something deeply masculine,
Glass. Probably working
his
out,
heart
bitch.
beat next to her heart. For a moment, she forgot the fear, the mystery, the inevitable conversation. I've waited so long for this. Michael pulled back to look into her face. You're even more beautiful than in the pictures. His lips found hers gently, almost
Ain't no
chastely.
damn
Then
way.
again, more confidently, more insistently. His hand slid down her back, pulling her closer. Michael, Alex pulled her gently. We need to talk. Later, he whispered, kissing her again, now with unconcealed passion. We have so little time. I've been dreaming about you for
Bitch,
so
throw
long.
her ass in that bitch.
His
Ain't no
hands were
damn way,
everywhere,
bruh.
on her back,
But he
her
is
hair,
ugly
her
ass.
thighs.
It's crazy.
Alex could feel his arousal, his impatience, his hunger. Instinctively, she took a step back. Please, Michael, it's important. He stopped, breathing heavily, eyes clouded with desire. What is it, love? Is something wrong? Alex took a deep breath. Now, she had to say now. Yeah, there's something you don't know about me. Michael
Yeah,
frowned.
bitch.
Whatever it is.
Yo, whole turkey leg down here, bitch.
I love you.
Nah,
He
that
reached
ain't
for her
it, bitch.
again, but Alex took another step back. It does matter, Michael. It matters a lot. Yeah. The words were stuck in my throat.
They stuck,
You
bitch.
think I am? What are you talking about? There was a bit of irritation in his voice. You're my wife, the woman I've been corresponding with for a year and a half. What else do I need to know?
Damn.
Alex wrapped her arms around herself as if defending herself. I was born different, she said
Damn.
quietly. I'm in transition, Michael. I haven't finished.
Damn.
Transition? The confusion on his face was replaced by confusion. What are you talking about? I'm transgender, Michael. I was born in a man's
Damn.
body. The silence that followed those words. Michael looked at her as if she were speaking an unfamiliar language.
Been talking Japanese,
Is this
bitch.
some kind of joke?
Dirty knees,
He
ho.
finally asked. Because it's not funny. It's not a joke. Alex's voice shook. I wanted to tell you before, but I didn't know how. I was afraid of losing you.
Damn.
Michael shook his head, as if trying to shake off the obsession. No, it's impossible. I've seen pictures of you. You're a woman, my wife. On the outside, yes. Alex took a step toward him, holding out her
Damn.
hand. On the inside, too. I've always been a woman, Michael. It's just that my body didn't fit. I've been on hormone therapy for a long
No,
time.
all that
My
is
breasts have
bitch and that
developed. My
motherfucking
skin has
shit you wearing,
changed.
bitch. We know
My
what the
features
fuck.
have changed. Gender reassignment surgery. Michael recoiled from her outstretched hand like a poisonous snake. Are you saying that you have... He couldn't finish the sentence.
Yep, my boy.
His face
Y'all
contorted with
dang-a-lang, boy.
disgust. Please try to understand. Alex's eyes filled with tears. It's still me, the same Alex who has been writing to you all these months, who loves you. Loves me? Michael made a sound like laughter, but without a shadow of mirth. You lied to me for a year and a half. Forced me to marry. He paused, his face contorted with rage. Do you know what I had to listen to from the guys? Do you know how jealous they were that I had a beautiful wife coming over? Michael, Shut up! He slammed his fist on the table. Just shut up! I don't want to hear your voice.
Damn.
I don't want to see your face. You're a sick freak and you ruined my life.
Damn.
Alex gasped in pain as if he'd hit her. Tears ran down her cheeks, but she didn't try to wipe them away. I know it's a shock. It hasn't been easy for me either, but Michael, if we love each other... Love? He almost spit the word out. I loved a woman. A real woman. Not this. He waved his hand squeamishly in her direction. I am a real woman, Alex said.
Glass.
Inside.
Yeah, I
Shower,
bet, bitch.
where it matters.
Nah, no woman, ain't no woman got a dang-a-lang,
Something
bitch.
like doubt flashed in Michael's eyes. Then his gaze hardened.
No woman got a dang-a-lang. I'm gonna let you know that right
What?
now.
Prove that you're a woman. He stepped toward her, his face contorted with rage, and something else Alex couldn't read. If you're my wife, then we should have a wedding night. Isn't that why you came here? Michael, no. Alex backed away from the wall. Not like this. Not now. We need to talk. We need to work things out. Talk? He laughed harshly. For a year and a half I've been talking to you, writing to you, dreamed about you. No more talking. His hand squeezed her wrist with such force that
Nigga about
Alex
to take
cried
that
out in
shit.
pain.
Pause.
Please don't, she whispered. You're hurting me. Aren't you hurting me? He yanked her to him. You come here. You make me believe I have a wife, a real wife, and then you say, this. Kevin's words rang in Michael's ears. If you came here, you're ready. They all break down, but they really want the same thing. Be a man. Take what's yours.
Man, you gonna take the
I
wrong
don't believe
motherfucking
you,
thing, bitch.
he whispered, pulling Alex to him.
Bitch, nigga gonna grab a flirt stick.
His lips pressed roughly against hers. His hand squeezed her breasts through her blouse. Alex tried to pull away, but he was stronger, much stronger. Michael, stop! She exhaled
That
when he
shit
had to
crazy.
pull away for a breath of air. This isn't you! I know you're not! You don't know anything about me, he growled, shoving her onto the bed. Neither do I about you, apparently.
Damn,
Alex
back.
fell onto her back, Michael looming over her, holding her arms above her head. His knees spread her legs, and he pressed himself against her.
Whoa!
No.
Nigga about to see the Titanic
Alex
pop
wriggled
up.
under,
Pause,
trying
nigga.
to-
Ain't no
Michael,
way.
Not like this, don't. But he wasn't listening anymore.
This is insane, bitch.
With his free hand, he ripped her blouse, buttons flying across the room. Another tug, and the bra was ripped off, revealing small but quite feminine breasts. Michael stood still for a moment, his eyes fixed on her body.
Man, this
His
is
hand moved
insane,
lower
man.
to the waistband of her pants. No! Alex screamed, wriggling with renewed vigor. Michael, please, don't do this! Something in her voice, in her desperate resistance, made him stop for a second. He looked into her face, tear-stained, distorted with fear. Alex, he murmured, and for a moment, his grip loosened. She used that moment to free one hand, but instead of pushing him away, she touched his face. Please, Michael, not like this. Not here. If you really love
That's
me,
why you
not like
always
this.
tell the
Something in his
female you're
eyes
talking to,
softened,
bust it
but
open.
immediately
Let
the
me
look
know it's
became
real.
hard again.
Simple.
If I love you, do you? You've been lying to me for years. His hand pulled the zipper of her pants down. Alex wriggled in desperation, trying to throw him off her. Michael's hand slid under the fabric of her underwear and froze. Shock on his face.
Damn!
Disgust. Fury.
Nigga found a light pole,
God,
bitch.
he breathed out, pulling his hand away. It was true. Alex
That's
lay still,
insane. He grabbed
staring
that
into
shit.
his
Is
face,
insane.
watching the
I
love
would have took
change
her
to
first
hate.
words when she said that shit.
Michael, Shut up, he hissed, rolling off her. Just shut up. He stood in the middle of the room, breathing heavily, looking at her like something alien, repulsive. Alex slowly sat up on the bed, trying to cover herself with her torn blouse. You broke everything, Michael whispered, and there was such pain in his voice that Alex flinched. Everything I had.
Damn.
Everything I dreamed of.
Damn.
We can fix this,
Damn.
she said quietly. Together.
Damn.
If you give us a chance. Michael shook his head, and something in his eyes made Alex cringe against the wall. No, this can't be fixed. The silence in the date room became palpable, as dense as before a thunderstorm. Michael stood, clenching and unclenching his fists, trying to grasp the reality that had just descended upon him. His mind refused to accept it. All these months, all these letters, all these dreams, it was all a lie. You're not even a woman, he said hoarsely, looking at Alex, who was sitting on the edge of the bed, trying to cover herself with a torn blouse. You're a man. You've been a man all this time. No, Michael. Alex's voice trembled. I've always been a woman. I was just born in the wrong body.
Nah, bitch, that's lying, bitch.
Michael slammed his fist into the wall,
this is,
feeling
ho?
no pain. No more lies.
Ain't no
I
transformer,
saw it.
ho.
I felt he couldn't bring himself to say it out loud. The first shock was beginning to give way to something deeper, darker, humiliation, betrayal. The whole prison knew his wife was coming to see him.
Damn.
Kevin, Johnny, everyone else. They
Damn.
envied him, respected him for having a beautiful woman waiting for him.
You know how crazy that is?
Scenes flashed before Michael's eyes. The laughing faces of his cellmates, the scornful looks, the nasty jokes.
Damn.
Hey, Rains, how's your wife?
Got one leg up, aren't you? Don't you?
Rains is on the other side now. Faggot. He whispered,
Damn.
and his voice was frighteningly calm. Do you realize what you've done? Alex slowly stood up, keeping her distance from him.
Damn.
Michael, I know you're shocked right now, but nothing has changed. I'm still the same Alex who wrote to you, who loves you.
Bitch had
All
a
those
flashlight.
feelings were real. Real? Michael took a step toward her, and Alex instinctively backed away. You call that real? You're not real. You're a fake. Years of prison existence, repressed aggression, fear of appearing weak, all of it boiled up inside him, looking for a way out. Thoughts swarmed in his head, sharp, stinging. For 17 months, he had dreamed of this meeting. Every night, lying in his cell, he imagined embracing his wife, kissing her, making love to her. He was the envy of the other prisoners. He was special.
That nigga like, yeah, man, I got me one, yeah.
With a future, with hope.
Yeah.
And it all turned out to be an
About to
illusion.
bust this thing down.
I thought you were saving
No.
me, Michael said.
We don't
His
know,
voice broke.
bitch.
And you were just using me for your sick game. No, Michael, that's not true. Alex took a step toward him, holding out her hand. I never meant to hurt you. I fell in love with you through your letters, your soul, your mind, your hopes. Don't touch me, Michael shouted, recoiling. Did you think I'd never find out? That I'd never get out of prison? Or that I'd be so grateful for any attention that I'd accept? This?
Damn.
Alex lowered her hand, tears streaming down her face. I knew I had to tell you I was going to, but I was afraid of losing you. You became everything to me. The only person who understood me, accepted me for who I was.
Wow.
I didn't accept you. Michael growled. I didn't know you.
Bitch had third leg.
I never would have written a single line. Those words hit Alex harder than a physical blow. She staggered as if in pain.
Bust it open so you let me know it's real.
After all we've been through together. We? Michael laughed bitterly. What we? You lived your life, sending me pretty
like
pictures and sweet letters. And I was rotting here in these walls, clinging to false hope. You were having fun at my expense. That's not true. Alex's eyes begged for understanding. Michael, I love you. Everything I wrote is true. Every word. It's still me. The same soul. The same thoughts. The same feelings. Just the body.
Bitch, you got balls just like me.
The body.
Nah, bitch.
Michael echoed. And something changed in his eyes.
Bitch! Hell no!
For you, it's just
bitch, your balls might be bigger because you pulling off a stunt like that, bitch.
His gaze went blank.
Fuck they talking about?
Alex felt a chill spreading in his chest. At that moment, he looked alien, unfamiliar.
You know you on a suicide mission playing with prison niggas. We can't have had no pussy.
Giving way to someone else. Let's just talk. She took a cautious step toward him. Michael, I know you're hurting. I am too.
Nah.
But if we love each other, love?
Nah, ain't no love in that shit.
Her like she was a ghost. I love the woman in the letters, the woman in the pictures.
Damn.
A real woman. Not, a freak.
Damn.
That word stabbed like a knife. Alex flinched, but kept talking, desperate to reach the moment.
Bust up and let me know it's real.
Please don't say that. I know it's a shock. I know you feel cheated. But we can get through this together. In time, you'll realize that you can't deal with this. Michael shook his head, his voice oddly calm.
Guys,
when I walk out of here,
talk to a
everyone
girl.
will know.
Tell her bust
Everyone
up and let me know it's real.
Rain's the one who married a man. I'll be a laughingstock. I won't be able to live with myself. No one will know, Alex said quickly. It's just between us.
Bitch had a tartar sauce bottle.
We can get a quiet divorce if you want. I'll disappear from your life.
Damn.
No one will ever know.
Damn.
Michael looked at her as if he hadn't heard a word she said.
Damn.
You ruined my life. Michael, please.
Damn.
And then he snapped. All the tension of the last few minutes, all the shock, all the humiliation came out in one wild, insane outburst of rage. He lunged at Alex with such speed that she didn't even have time to cry out. His hands closed around her throat, squeezing with inhuman strength.
That still ain't real, man.
Ruined. My life, he repeated through gritted teeth, tightening his grip with each word.
Nah,
Alex
bitch,
frantically gulped for air, her hands clawing at his wrists, her eyes widened with horror and disbelief. She tried to say something, but only a wheeze escaped her throat. A part of Michael, deep inside, was screaming that this was madness, that it had to stop, that this rage was not him. But that part was buried under an avalanche of anger, humiliation, and despair. All the rage that had accumulated over the years of confinement had found its way out. He was vaguely aware that Alex was weakening, that her resistance was fading. Her eyes, full of tears and incomprehension, were still looking at him, as if asking, why?
Bitch.
Even at that moment, there was no hatred in them.
Bitch, you gotta go.
Pain and love. This only made him more furious.
That nigga knew he was gonna get. They was gonna say some shit about that shit.
How dare she still pretend to be loving? It was all lies, deception, manipulation.
Decepticon.
He couldn't remember how much time had passed. Seconds,
lies and deception.
Minutes.
Decepticon.
His hands continued to squeeze even when Alex stopped moving, when her eyes rolled back and her body went limp. Only when his own hands began to shake from the exertion did he finally let go.
That's why I be trying to tell niggas, man, we can't force this shit these days, man. You never know what the fuck these motherfuckers got or what the fuck these motherfuckers
stared into nothing.
hiding.
The bruises from his fingers were darkening on her neck. The reality of what was happening slowly seeped into Michael's mind. He had killed a man. Killed Alex, his wife. The man whose letters he reread to the point of tears, whose pictures he kissed before bed.
Damn.
No, he whispered, falling to his knees beside the body. No, no. He touched her face, still warm but lifeless.
Damn.
Tried to feel for a pulse on the neck he'd just clutched. Shook her shoulders as if that would bring her back to life. Alex, he called out. Alex, wake up, please wake up. But there was no answer. Just silence.
Well, my boy, you might as well get used to being around niggas these days. Cause
Michael didn't remember pressing the call button. He didn't remember how the wardens came in, how they pulled him away from the body, how they handcuffed him. Everything was a blur. He was vaguely aware of voices around Ray Donovan, speaking with cold interest. Found out the wife was actually a man, huh?
Damn.
Tough kid. The warden, irritably reprimanding something about press problems, medics stating death by asphyxiation. The procedure was surprisingly nonchalant.
You can't really get charged
No one
for that.
expressed shock or particular regret. Murder in prison is commonplace. The fact that it took place in the visiting room was only a minor inconvenience to the administration. Michael was taken to the isolation cell, a small, windowless cell with bare concrete walls. There, in complete silence, alone with himself, the reality of what had happened finally caught up with him. He had killed Alex, the man he loved, the person who loved him. Her last words echoed in his head. I know you're hurting. I'm hurting too. But if we love each other... He remembered her eyes, full of pain, but not hate. Until the very end, she had tried to reach him, the real Michael she knew from her letters, and she couldn't. In a way, he was the fake. The real Michael, the one who wrote tender letters, shared his dreams, promised eternal love, disappeared at the moment of the trial, giving way to a cruel, frightened man who could not accept the truth. Sitting in the detention center, he tried to understand what had happened. Why had he reacted the way he had?
Because of the
prison that had turned him into an animal? Because of the fear of ridicule from the other inmates? Or because of his own prejudices that were stronger than love? He didn't know. He only knew that he had lost something priceless, the opportunity to be loved and understood for who he was. Exactly what Alex had offered him. Eleanor Morgan sat in the waiting room of the Lawrence prison for the
you know he did, right? Ain't no damn
Something
way.
was wrong. The date was supposed to end at 3 o'clock, but Alex wouldn't come out.
The mama not a friend,
All
bitch.
questions were answered evasively by the staff. Stand by, you'll be contacted. When a uniformed man with a stern expression finally approached her, she already knew the irreparable had happened. Mrs. Morgan? He didn't even try to act sympathetic. I need you to identify the body. Then there was a lineup, the formalities, the bureaucracy of death, surprisingly similar to the bureaucracy of life. Forms, signatures, procedures. Alex's body wasn't released until a week later. Eleanor organized a modest funeral. Only a few people came. Relatives, a couple of friends who accepted Alex as she was. At home, sorting through her daughter's things, Eleanor found a box of letters from Michael. Hundreds of letters, neatly tied with ribbons with signed dates. She didn't want to read them. It was too personal, too painful. But something compelled her to pick up the top letter from the last stack. My favorite Alex, I can't wait for us to meet. Only 2 days left. I imagine seeing you for the first time, hearing your voice, touching your hand. You know, I can't stop thinking about what you wrote in your last letter. The fear that something will change when we meet. Nothing will change the way I feel about you. Nothing. I fell in love with you for your soul, your
Goofy
thoughts,
shit, man.
your
Fuck all
caring,
that shit.
the way you understand me, the way you accept me with all my imperfections.
Hell
Whatever
no.
you are, I will love you always.
Nigga, you gotta go
You're Michael.
to the underworld, bitch.
Tears misted Eleanor's eyes. She set the letter aside and picked up another, from the middle of the stack, then another, and another. Each letter was filled with such tenderness, such understanding, such acceptance that it was impossible to believe that the man who had written them was capable of such cruelty.
Nigga, when you find out the bitch you talk to is a man, bitch, you be like, what the fuck going on?
Michael, my love, I have been gathering my courage to write this letter for so long. I should have done it a long time ago, from the beginning. But at first I didn't think our correspondence would become anything serious. And then, when I realized I was falling in love with you, it became too scary to risk what we had. I'm not exactly who you think I am. I was born a boy. All my life I knew it was a mistake to be trapped in a man's body with a woman's soul. For the last few years, I've been living as a woman. I take hormones, I've changed my appearance, but I haven't undergone full sex reassignment surgery yet. I realize this may come as a shock to you. Maybe it'll change the way you feel about me. If it does, I understand.
Hell no.
But I had to tell you the truth. You deserve it. Know one thing. Everything I wrote to you, everything I said about how I felt was true. I love you with all my heart, and I will love you no matter
Fuck
what
no, that's
happens.
not love.
Yours, Alex. Eleanor clutched the letter to her chest, tears streaming down her faces. Two truly loving souls, two people who could have given each other so much, and all destroyed in one moment of fear,
No.
misunderstanding, and prejudice. She looked at the picture on the table. Alex was smiling at the camera, happy, full of hope for the future, a future that would never happen now. "I'm sorry, sweetheart," Eleanor whispered. "I should have protected you." But she knew that no one could protect Alex, not from a world too cruel to those who were different, nor from a love too strong to give up, even knowing the risks. In Lawrence prison, in the isolation cell, Michael Raines sat leaning against the
Bitch had a whole
wall.
baton down her
In his
pants.
hands, he held the last picture ofAlex, the only thing he was allowed to keep.
They would have got erased out of my memory. I don't even know what the fuck happened, bitch. I would have had a whole new. I don't even know what the fuck going on. What are they talking about? Hell no.
Hate and violence. There was no answer. Only silence and the realization that some things can't be fixed. Some wounds are too deep. Some illusions, once shattered, leave no hope of recovery.
That's crazy.
He turned the photograph over. On the back, in familiar handwriting, was
See,
written,
that's why I said this is
"Love
AI.
you,
Like
just
the
the way
pictures.
you are.
But this shit
Forever
crazy.
yours, Alex." Michael closed his eyes. Too late, he realized he couldn't give her the same.
Alright, we back. So it just goes to show you, gang, stop playing with niggas' emotions. Crip. You know what I'm saying? You can't play with people's emotions. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know how she didn't think that you coming in this relationship and not telling that you was a man was not gonna fuck up anybody's mind. You know what I'm saying? Crip, when you expecting a girl and you in prison too, Crip, you in prison? Like, come on, man. So it's like, your testosterone is already fucked up as it is, because you always trying to fight niggas. You know what I'm saying? And then you get that slim chance of hope, that the female who just popped up is gonna be the love of your life. And then when you find out it's a man, that make anybody mad. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know how she thought that it was gonna be a happy ever after ending because if you're not gay, like, niggas not going for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. You know what I'm saying? Niggas not going for that. That shit would throw off a whole relationship. You'll be mad. You know what I'm saying? Especially like if you was close to like almost doing some shit, and then you find out, it's like, damn. And then like they said, the whole cell was gonna like Crip. The whole cell was gonna like make fun of him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you gotta understand that these COs and the guards is not your friend, bruh. It's like, damn, if you know this nigga was a man and cross-playing as a girl, I mean, unless, it's like if the guards, okay, let's say the guards, I don't know if the guards probably thought that he knew that it was a girl, that he probably, that the nigga that he was talking to in jail knew that it was a boy, because, I don't know, it's like, damn, you know that's a man, and you didn't tell the nigga, hey, heads up, you know that's a man, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you almost think, like, this nigga might kill this motherfucker. And, like, I don't know if anything happened to the dude. You know what I'm saying? The real dude. Because I think these are, like, AI pictures. But if anything happened to the real dude who actually was caught up in this type of situation, I don't know if that's, you know what I'm saying? What's that shit called when you catch your partner cheating and you take it out into your own hands and you're like, oh, it's revenge of a lover or some shit, and you can't get charged for that or some shit? Man, I don't think you can get charged for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's literally like, they're playing with religion. They're playing with somebody's lives. You know, if they got any diseases, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, you know what I'm saying? You literally went to jail to try to fuck somebody's life up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, that nigga taking out onto his own hands, you know, yeah, you don't want to see nobody get taken out, but that's some whole ass shit. Like, there's nothing wrong with people who are gay, because that's them. But at the same time, like, if you trying to trick a straight man into, like, trying to fuck you, and you trying to act like you straight, but you actually a nigga, like, that's you playing with your life at that point. Because if you get caught, you nigga, yeah, it's over. You might lose your life. Crip, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how people think that you can just really just hide a secret like that for over a year or some shit, however long they was talking, about your sexuality. That you're a transmission. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no damn way you thought. Like, I don't know what goes through people's mind thinking that, okay, he gonna be alright with me because we had this deep conversation, but I never did once tell that nigga that I was a man. But he accepted me for who I was. It's like, bruh, it's like literally like it's not even feasible in my mind that, you know what I'm saying, somebody would accept that, especially if you're a straight man, you dig? Like, Crip. Like, it's no way impossible. There's no way in hell. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you would get rage out of anybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, at the end, he felt kind of sad for it, but it's like, damn, you know, for him anyway. Looking at that, he felt sad for him, but it's like, damn, you know, the mama was not his true friend at all. Ain't no damn way, because ain't no damn, I mean, wasn't a true mom, because ain't no damn way you thinking that. Damn, ain't no damn way you thinking that, okay, what's going on? That he gonna accept that. Like, you almost thinking that your son gonna risk his life, about to die. Give me a second, gang. I can't really pause this shit because my phone. Damn. You know how this shit goes. But you literally playing with your son's life at that point. You know what I'm saying? Taking your son to prison? You taking your son to prison to go fucking have sex with another man? Like, what type of mom is that? You know what I'm saying? You don't think that your son might die? Like, I don't know if the son hid the secret from the mom, saying that he was a man, and that he told the inmate. You know what I'm saying? I would have been like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? If I was the mom, I'd like, what the fuck is you doing? You about to go to prison to go have sex with a nigga, and you was a man, bitch. Did you even tell the nigga that you was a man? Like, what the fuck? You about to die? You about to die just because a nigga in prison don't mean he gay? Like, come on, right? Like, come on, make that make sense. The nigga already mad he's in prison. Let's be honest. Nigga already mad he's in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga already irritated. You get what I'm saying? Then you playing emotion with his feelings the whole time he's in prison for like a year? Bruh, you make a nigga lose his mind. Go crazy. Take you out. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's probably plenty of people who try to trick niggas and who done got caught, who done lost their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why they do that shit. Like they think that's a game or some shit. That shit is not a game. Like, niggas really lose their life playing games like that. And that's just the God's honest truth. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with niggas thinking that you're gonna get a cheap and easy one because you thinking he might accept you for who you are, bitch. Come as you are, bitch. Come as who you are, bitch. Don't come as no other motherfucking Decepticon that come in acting like you this and that and you not. You know what I'm saying? That make anybody mad. But at the end of the day, man, you know, he did pass away. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened to him, if he got charged for that. The guards probably knew that all this shit was going to happen in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Hopefully he didn't get charged for this shit. And crazy where we live in. We out this bitch. Hood, Northside. Big Crip in it. Gang shit, Northside shit. Be careful on these streets.
Hey, Dad, you know, dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. Even though this is instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.